What's up, guys? Welcome back to Van Life Mama. So I am packing up, rushing, getting errands done because I am off on another solo adventure. I'm heading down to the central part of Ontario. I've never been there before, even though I lived in Ontario my entire life. So it's just me and Charles in the van, and we're going to go explore. And I also have an appointment to do something very important while I'm down there, and I'll show you guys that tomorrow. But for now, let's convert this van from a daily driver to a camper. So my phone died while I was filming the changing my van from a daily driver to a camper van, so I don't know how much footage of that I caught, and then I couldn't catch anything else until this point where I was able to finally turn on my phone. I am driving, but it's hand-free, it's in a holder, so don't worry guys, I'm paying attention to where I'm going while I'm driving. So my very first stop on this trip for Charles and I is going to be Arrowhead Provincial Park. I have never been to Arrowhead before. There's actually quite a few provincial parks in Ontario that I haven't gone to. So the unfortunate thing about Arrowhead right now is generally during winter camping they do have serviced sites. They have electricity and stuff, but they are experiencing a power outage right now, and there will be no more electricity for the remainder of 2021. So I'll be going there with no power, but that's okay. I'm charging my Jackery while I drive, and my phone is charging. So as long as my Jackery has enough juice to run my CPAP while I'm sleeping, I should be fine, because tomorrow night's campground will have power. People in my city do this tradition whenever we're driving through the small town of Webwood, Ontario. Webwood is an extremely small little town that if you blink you'll miss it on the way between Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury on the Highway 17. And our tradition is every time we go through Webwood, we count to see how many people we actually see outside in Webwood, and then post it on social media just with the word Webwood 5, if you saw 5 people. So I'm just about to go through Webwood, so count how many people we see. Good morning, guys. So I did not film last night when I got into the campground because it was pitch black. It was about 7:30ish that I pulled into the campground, but I didn't even get to my campsite until about 5 to 8 because the signage here at Arrowhead Provincial Park is awful. I could not find where I was supposed to be going. Eventually I did. I picked up a park map to see where I was going, but Arrowhead, do better with your signs. So Charles and I are packing up, and I have an errand to run in Kitchener, so I'm actually going to drop him off at a rover.com sitter while I go into Kitchener and do some errands. But right now I'm going to give Charles breakfast. I got a new addition to the van. I got this little manual pump for a 5-gallon jug. for my water. It actually works really well. Super easy, no power, don't have to worry about recharging it, and we got fresh water. Now that 5 gallons will be more than enough to last me and Charles for the duration of this trip. So again, same setup as usual. I did bring Charles's bed, although he slept with me all last night. It got a little chilly. It was about -5 Celsius, but I was warm. I had 2 sleeping bags and Charles slept with me, so we were warm, but my electronics didn't like it very much. Usually my Jackery will run my CPAP while we are camping without power, because we have no power here at Arrowhead, for 2 nights. But I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and my CPAP was off and the Jackery was dead. And it was 100% when I fell asleep. So it must not perform as well in the cold, which is understandable. Most electronics don't. But I might need to upgrade to something bigger so my CPAP can actually last all night while I'm camping in the cold. Because I mean, I live in Northern Ontario, I could be camping in the cold quite a bit. But tonight was supposed to be the coldest night of the trip. I think the rest of the nights are supposed to be above 0. So that should be okay. So now I'm just packing up camp like I usually do as soon as I get up and heading into Kitchener. Okay, so right now I'm parked in downtown Kitchener. I'm actually at Passport Canada because I need to not replace my passport, but my passport is damaged. It's still usable, but I've been extremely lucky of people taking it, so I just figured I would bite the dust and get a new passport. So the reason I came to Kitchener is because they have a quicker turnaround time for passports than we do in the Soo. And if you want to know why I need a passport quickly, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for our adventures. So I'm going to go in there, renew our passport. Charles is at the rover.com babysitter, and then I'll go pick him up when I'm done. Okay, passport stuff is done. Fingers crossed that it comes in before I leave on a trip somewhere. Now let's go pick up Charles. I think Charles is a little mad at me for leaving him at a stranger's house, but are you mad at me, Charles? But it was better than leaving him in the van by himself for an hour. So now we're heading off to McGregor Provincial Park. So I stopped in this little town called Elora, Ontario. Now the reason I wanted to stop here is because I saw it was listed as one of Ontario's cutest towns, and driving through it, it definitely lives up to that name. It is so cute. Let's walk around and let Charles stretch his legs a little bit. Charles and I are matching today. He's got his plaid sweater on and I got my plaid sweater on. So I guess down here it's called the Elora Gorge. There's a conservation area too that you can walk at, but unfortunately it's closed for the season. I run into a lot of that on this trip, traveling in Ontario in November. A lot of things are going to be closed. Seems to have this really like old-timey feeling to it. There's a lot of stone buildings, a lot of like old shaker houses. I wonder when the city was established. I'm going to see if I can find that out on my walk. I even saw parking, or a sign that said parking for horse and buggy only, and there was a horse and buggy there. So yeah, it just feels like it would be a really nice, quiet, peaceful place to live. One thing about Elora, it has a ton of black squirrels. Charles doesn't know what to do with himself. There's so many squirrels to try to chase. Not like he would ever catch one. So I left Aurora. I'm so glad I stopped there because that place was so cute. So now we are heading to McGregor Provincial Park to find our campsite. Okay, so I'm at my next park, which is McGregor Point Provincial Park. As you can see, it's dark out, but I do have a fire going. And I also have supper going in the griddle beside me. Grilling up some chicken on the griddle so I can have some chicken Caesar salad wraps. This campground I like a lot better already than Arrowhead. It was a lot easier to navigate around the campground. Sites are nice. If you do come to McGregor, make sure you have a long extension cord, which luckily I do, because the power boxes are quite a bit far away from the actual campsite itself. So I'm going to cook my supper and enjoy this nice fire.
Dream, journey, adventure.